Talking during sex can heighten the experience. It can also be cause for calling someone an Uber. Trash to Peace Theater presents The Mid-Stroke Race Joke. In high school, after watching A Different World, I was hell-bent on going to an HBCU to continue my education. It was down to Hampton, Howard, Norfolk State, and Virginia State. When the basketball coach from Hampton started to recruit me, he gave me all kinds of info on the school, the rich history, the esteemed academic programs, and he finished by saying the girls to boys ratio was 16-1. That's all I needed to hear. My trash ass was thinking that probably didn't even account for brothers who weren't interested in dating women, so I could get their 16. And ugly dudes, I could probably get some of their 16 too. I was like the Sheldon Cooper of fuckboy quantum mathematics. My pop picked right up on it and deaded it immediately. So Dickinson College it was. And the thing I remembered most about him dropping me off there was the convo we had as he pulled off. He hugged me, got in his car, put it in drive and said, "Keep your nose in the books and leave these white Johns alone. They gon' fuck around and get you kicked out of school." He peeled out, leaving a dust cloud behind him and the fear of God within my spirit. That was the lasting vision I had of my father. I was walking around campus that night scared of the white girls I walked past. Fast forward a few years. Beepers were out, cell phones were in, the Black Album and The Love Below were in heavy rotation in my car. My pop had moved us from north to the northeast, and though I was hella far away, I still drove down to the block like every day. You couldn't tell me shit back then. I was one of those annoying ass people who had a Nextel chirp phone and would have walkie-talkie conversations loud as hell wherever I was. Side note. For those too young to remember Nextel chirp phones, they were the father to iPhones. And by that I mean, people who had Nextels were mostly elitist assholes who swore they were more poppin' because of their phone, even though the service was trash and the technology was dated. So one day I was at the gas station putting $5.16 worth of gas in my car because I was broke paying my high-ass Nextel bill when a car full of girls pulled up. They started flirting and making gestures, which was weird because none of them had the I date black guys hairstyle. They looked like if they did, they only dated specific black guys, you know, dark skin, bald head, cargo shorts, and thong flip-flops. That brother who was black enough to piss off their dad, but the thong flip-flops made them non-threatening. But what I didn't realize was, Johns in the Northeast back then had a thing for guys from North. Something about the swag or the not caring about their feelings or the inevitable act of getting done dirty turned them on. So the driver of the car, the cutest of the group, got them to all calm down from being all loud and Joe. She apologized and they kept it pushing. About 10 minutes later, I pull up to a light and see the same car of girls. The driver was like, "Oh, so you following us?" I was like, "Nah, y'all following me." She hit back like, "I'm not, but I would." So I tell her to pull over. As I was about to get out the car to walk over to theirs, she got out first. She pulled one of my moves. I normally like to get out so Jones could see I was tall, but she got out so I could see she had a dope body. She was kinda thick, which wasn't common back then. This was pre-Kardashian, when if you told a white John she was thick or had a fat ass, she'd need years of therapy to continue on with life. She walked up, pulled out her Nextel, and we exchanged chirp codes. We both pulled off and I went to do hood rat shit with my homies. John and I chirped back and forth. She came over the following week and we just chilled and watched TV. She was hella cool, but bad for fuckboy business. She had long ass hair and she'd like shed all over my room. I had to be meticulous in finding each one after she left so other Johns wouldn't see it. I used to be cleaning my room like crazy trying to remove all trace evidence of my whole shit. It was worse than when Johns used to leave hair ties or scrunchies at your place, marking they damn territory. Y'all ain't slick. One Saturday, John chirped me at like 3 a.m. like, "What's your 20? We swore we were truckers with our Nextels. I told her I was headed home and she said she was coming over. She got to my pop's house and I let her in no problem since I had my own separate entrance, which was probably more for his whole antics than for my benefit. She jumped up on me and wrapped her legs around me. We went straight to the bed. She grabbed the remote and turned the TV up. I can get pretty loud. Varsity Blues was playing loud as hell on the TV and she was loud as hell in the bed. We were switching positions and it was good. She was a talker, which was cool with me. We were having fun and she was getting freer and more vocal. And again, that was cool, but between me struggling to hear sometimes and Varsity Blues loud on the TV, I could have swore she said, "Yes, give me that nig hard ER dick." So I stopped all bewildered and shit. She looked back like, "What?" I was like, "What did you just say?" She said, "I said, give me that fucking dick." So I shook that shit off like, damn, ancestors must be really fucking with me tonight. About 20 minutes later, we still at it, and she's on top. It's that edge of the bed thing where it's like a close grind and your faces are right next to each other type deal. And we talking nasty, and it was good. Until it wasn't. until she looked me in the face and said, "No black bitch can ride you like mama can." So you know how it takes a few seconds for shit to process sometimes? Yeah, that. And before I could act, she followed with, "This is my nig hard ER dick." I'm not at this time prepared to say I tossed her onto the floor. However, I am prepared to say I tossed her off me onto the bed and then the springs from the bed tossed her onto the floor. Fuck you just say to me? She got on her knees and crawled over to me. "Baby, I was just role-playing." Role-playing what? Racism? Segregation sex? Fuck I gotta role-play that for? "No, it's just that, the other guys I was with, they didn't. Brothers, I'm not into kink shaming. So if you're into that kind of stuff, rock out, I guess. But you should probably let Emily know not to try that with others. Also, you should probably take the time to unpack why you get off on it too. Lil Saint ain't die for that. She tried to continue, but there was no getting past that for me. You gotta get dressed and leave, yo. She started talking about how she felt and I was like, seriously, fuck your feelings, you gotta go. She started crying and left. After about 10 minutes, she chirped me and told me she had a flat. Asked if I could come help her. So at first I was like, fuck out of here, dickhead. But then I heard cars whipping by her and I felt for her safety. So I got in the car to go help. But the battery was dead. I took it as a sign from the ancestors. I turned my phone off, went back in the house and hopped in the bed. I know that's trash, but honestly, she should have been expecting it. I checked the news the next day and there weren't any stories of missing or dead girls from Northeast Philly, so I'm assuming she got home safely. I'm sure lynch-loving Laura got in touch with one of those brothers who was down with her Jim Crow kink. And if she had to walk, sucks to suck. Thank you so much for watching Trash to Peace Theater. Please like, comment, follow, and subscribe. Also, please consider donating to our Patreon to help the channel grow. Patreon patrons receive additional bonus episodes, so there's that too. This is all possible because of your support. Thank you.